A very good afternoon, all. So we are discussing about the defibrillators. So when there is a fast beat occurs and there is a uh, unsynchronization between the atriums and the ventricles, the potentials, the um, heart potentials which are generated from the SA node are does not propagate properly. Okay, so due to that, the pumping action of the heart was not function properly. So to make the correction or the arrest the um, the function to arrest these abnormalities in the ventricles of the heart, so we have to apply um, a mechanism that is electric shock will be applied on the heart. So by that we can um, we can able to make the heart function properly. Okay, so application of these defibrillators is nothing but the applying of electric shock. So with the high energy. So here we can use high energy. Okay, so based upon the type of uh, the defibrillators, that is based upon the placement of these defibrillators, they are classified as internal and external defibrillators. Internal and external defibrillators. Internal, okay. So whereas based upon the type of the power supply we are applying for the patient. Okay, so those are classified as the AC defibrillators, DC defibrillators. Okay, and synchronized DC defibrillators. Okay, and depending upon the type of the signals we are applying, so these are classified as square pulse defibrillators, double square pulse defibrillators, biphasic DC defibrillators. Okay, so square pulse defibrillators, double square pulse defibrillators, biphasic DC defibrillators, and we are studying the so DC defibrillators. Okay. So in this case, the 230 volts of the signal will be converted into the DC signal by using a rectified diode, which are using in the output side of the transformer T2. So by using this diode, the applied input AC signal will be converted into DC signal, and that DC signal, DC signal, and the voltage will be applied to the capacitor. It is oil-filled capacitor and it is having a capacitance of 16 microfarads. And when the switch is connected to point A, when the switch is connected to point A, okay. So in such situation, the capacitor will be charges fully. The capacitor will be charges fully. Okay, and the capacitor when the switch is connected to B, the capacitor starts to recharging. The capacitor starts to recharging, and here we are using an inductor to reduce the sudden discharge of the capacitor. Okay, so that causes there is sudden burning of the um, heart, burning of the chest walls. Okay, so to avoid that, we are using an inductors. By using this inductor, so we can change the shape of the waveform. Okay, so by that we can sudden discharge. It means sudden spikes like that. Okay, so such voltages will destroy the or the burns the uh, chest walls and the okay chest walls. Okay, to avoid such burns of the chest and damage to the heart, so we have to use some inductor. By that, the shape of the waveform will be changes, and due to that we can you can apply the voltage. So okay, to avoid such situation we can use some inductor, and some sort of the waveform will be changes. Okay, and generally we can produce some energy. Okay, so that energy generally is measured in for joules. So for here we can use the voltage is 6000 volts. Okay, and the for the external internal defibrillation, 0 to 400 joules of energy is sufficient. So 0 to 400 joules generally we can apply in the uh, 0 to 400 joules of the energy we can apply generally. Okay, so if the capacitance C is equals to 60 microfarads and the voltage usually is 6000 volts, if the voltage usually is 6000 volts, then the energy stored in the capacitor is given as E is equals to of CV square. E is equals to of CV square. So whereas C is the capacitance 60 microfarads and V is the voltage that is 6000 volts, and that gives around 288 joules. Okay, 288 joules will be produced with this 60 microfarads capacitor. Okay, by applying it 6000 volts. Okay, so for internal defibrillation, energies up to 100 joules are required, whereas for external defibrillation, energy joules are around 400 joules are required. So, so here we are using two types of defibrillators, that is internal defibrillator, external defibrillators. For internal defibrillator, we will fix the defibrillator when the heart surgery was performed. So in such situation, the energy generated will be uh, energy generated energy generated from the circuit will be applied to the heart muscles. Okay, so that is energy is sufficient. Energy is the 100 joules is sufficient. So when applying in the external defibrillator, when applying when using the external defibrillator, so by using some uh, uh, pads like of the electrodes, we use the pads paddle type of the electrodes. Okay, and for internal defibrillators we will use the spoon shaped of the electrodes, spoon shaped electrodes. Okay, for external defibrillators we can use the paddle shape of the electrodes, and by applying with this paddle shape of the electrodes, the energy is required, energy we can apply to the patients is the around 400 joules is required. And the discharge duration is in the range of 5 milliseconds to 10 milliseconds. So generally the discharge duration is around 5 to 10 milliseconds. So this graph, this waveform shows the on the x-axis you can observe the applied current, and on the on the x-axis you will observe the time in milliseconds. On the y-axis you can observe the applied current in amperes. Okay. Can apply current in amperes. Okay. And if the passes of high current may damage the myocardium and the chest wall. So here, by sending the high amount of current to the different parts of the I mean the chest wall and the heart, so that causes damage to the myocardium and the chest wall. So to reduce this risk, defibrillators produce dual peak waveform. So some defibrillators will be used to produce a dual peak waveform. Okay, so this keeps the stimulus at peak voltage for longer duration. So here we have two peaks will produces, and by using this we can produce a stimulus that is applying the voltage, and it should be applied for a longer duration. Okay, same energy can be applied to the heart with low current level. Okay. So we can apply the same amount of the current with low current level. We can apply energy. So we can apply energy with a low current level. Okay, and these defibrillators are called as dual peak defibrillators or delay line capacitance discharge DC defibrillators. These are called as dual peak defibrillators or delay line capacitance discharge DC defibrillators. Okay, so these waveforms are shown in the next slide. So the upper diagram shows the output of the dual peak DC defibrillators. So if you can observe, here we have two peaks are there. Okay, two peaks are there, and two peaks. So by this peaks, we can apply more energy with a lower amount of the current. So that is possible with the dual peak of DC defibrillator. So by applying in this way, we can reduce the current level. So due to that, the damage occurring for the heart muscles and the chest walls is reduces some extent. Okay, and the dual peak DC defibrillator is the circuit diagram for the schematic diagram of the uh, dual peak defibrillator is shown here. So here it is also similar to the DC defibrillator. DC normal or ordinary type of the DC defibrillator, but to produce the second peak on the voltage, so we are using another capacitor C2. We are connecting the capacitor C2 and L2 here. So here from the input side, we will apply the AC voltage, and by using the auto transformer, uh, we can adjust the input voltage which is applying to the transformer T2. Okay, and how much voltage we are applying to the transformer T2 is observed by the voltmeter, which is connected across the pointer and the ground. Okay, and the here we are using a step-up transformer. Here we are using a step-up transformer. So, and due to that, the voltage at the secondary is increases when compared to primary. The secondary voltage is increases. By increasing voltage and that voltage is applied to the diode. Okay, so when the switch S is connected to point 1, that is contact 1. Okay, so then what happens? The applied voltage will be flows, the current will be flows through diode and resistance R1, L1 and C1. Similarly, the remaining current will be processed through inductor and C2. So in this way, the capacitors C1 and C2 will be charges. These two capacitors will be charges to their maximum value. Okay, so after reaching the C1 C2, okay, so in some cases this is after reaching the C1 C2 in some defibrillators in such a way that after C1 C2 are discharges, this switch will be disconnects. Like that, some defibrillators, advanced defibrillators, there is option that once these capacitors are charges to its maximum extent, the switch which is connected to contact number 1 will be disconnected. So when when there is a uh, uh, when there is a situation is occurred, that is application of this uh, high voltage to the patient. So then this switch is connects to the contact number 2. Okay, so when we are connected this switch to contact number 2, that that gives the sudden discharge of these capacitors C1 and C2. Sudden discharge of the capacitors is occurs. Okay, so that discharge voltage is directly applied to the heart of the patient by through chest walls. Okay, so like this for C1 we'll get one peak value and C2 will get the another peak value. Okay, so due to that we can use this is a dual peak DC defibrillator. Okay, so another type of the defibrillator is there, so that is called as a truncated defibrillator. It is called as a truncated defibrillator, so in which the capacitance discharge is adjusted so that the effective defibrillation is obtained at the desirable lower voltage levels. So in this case, we can adjust the um, applied voltage. Okay, so that is the capacitance discharge is adjusted so that the effective defibrillation is obtained at the desirable lower voltage levels. Voltage level is almost constant, but duration is extended to obtain the energy required. Okay, so in this truncated defibrillator discharge defibrillator, the applied voltage is a constant. The voltage level is almost constant, but duration is extended to obtain the required energy. So some more time we have to apply. The defibrillators should be applied to the patient for the more time. So that is called as truncated defibrillator, dual peak defibrillator and truncated defibrillators. And it's the dual peak, DUAL, dual peak defibrillators. And these are the waveforms for the dual peak DC defibrillator and truncated defibrillator discharge waveform. So if you observe the second waveform, so there is a constant, almost constant waveform we can obtain. Okay. After that, the signal is truncated. So after that, the signal is truncated. After that, there is no signal will be present. And the next type of the defibrillator is the synchronized DC defibrillator. Synchronized DC defibrillator. So, this is a defibrillator will be based upon the synchronization of the ECG output. Okay, so it will produces the pulses through the defibrillator or excitation. The signals for the defibrillator is applied based upon the ECG waveform is obtained. Okay, so if there is any changes in the ECG waveform, and according to that, so we can apply the defibrillator to the patient. Okay, and that the application of the defibrillator to the patient is depends upon the uh, the logic which is provided to the defibrillator. So based upon this logic, so it will be applies the defibrillation signal to the patient. So that depends upon the ECG waveform. So if the ECG waveform obtained ECG waveform is a obtained waveform depending upon the variations in the QRS waveform. So here we have to use the QRS detector. Okay, QRS detector. So here we have two options. One is a cardiovertical and defibrillators. Okay, so with this is a QRS detector and 30 milliseconds delay. So there is a delay will be provided. Okay, and here we have an attendant switch energizer. Here we have one attendant switch energizer. So by pressing or by applying a switch, so the person who is applying the this defibrillator to the patient or attender. Okay, so he will have a switch is there. So by pressing that switch or giving a signal, okay, it will produce a signal. That signal is applied to both the A, B, C logics. Okay, ABC logics. Okay, so here we have QRS detector, and here it is QRS detector, and here is the fibrillation detectors. This can fibrillation detector. So based upon this ECG waveform, okay, and finding of the QRS detector, the depending upon the amplitude of the QRS waveform and the time delay between the uh, time occurrence of this QRS waveform. So depending upon that, these uh, logic gates will be operated, okay, and the output will be applied to logic gate. So when we apply the switch, so that will produce as a pulse to A, and according to that it will be applies the signal to defibrillator. Okay. And similarly we have a QRS detector. Similarly we have fibrillation detector. So based upon these detectors and applying pulses, if there is no fibrillation, the output is 0. So in such situation we can't get any output. Okay. If the QRS detector waveform is producing long duration, and in such situation you get a high voltage, can output of the QRS detectors produces high pulse, and when you apply the switch voltage, okay, and that produces a pulse, and due to that it will make the defibrillator should be on, and those pulses will be applied on the heart and muscles of the heart muscles and the chest walls. Okay, so like this, there is a synchronization with the ECG waveform, and the depending upon that the defibrillators. I mean, depending upon the defibrillators will be applies the voltage to the patient. The QRS waveform is not generated properly, that means there is some uh, imbalance or synchronization between the atria and the ventricles is causing. So synchronization is not there. Okay, in such situation, determination of the QRS waveform gives the information that the imbalance of the synchronization between the atrium and the ventricles of the heart. So in such situation, of detecting these deviations, those will be to make the correction of arresting of this fibrillation. We have to apply the defibrillated defibrillator voltage. Okay, so that is decided by the logic. So here we have logic gates. Okay, and gates are used. So when the both the inputs are high, then only we will produce the output. Okay, that makes the defibrillator is applying the potentials to the heart. So like this, we can use the synchronized DC defibrillator. So synchronized DC defibrillator. Okay. Uh, so with this session, we'll close today's class. Okay. So uh, in this session, we are learn about the types of the DC defibrillators. That is normal DC defibrillators. Okay, normal or the ordinary DC defibrillators using a transformers and diode and the capacitors. Okay, so after that we are discussed about the dual peak defibrillators. So in this dual peak defibrillators, we are added another capacitors to the ordinary defibrillators, ordinary DC defibrillators. Okay, and by using that, applying the capacitor, so we are getting the two peaks. So with that, we can produce the energy of the signal. So more amount of time, but decrease the current level. So the current level will be decreases, and with that we can produce the more amount of time. Okay, and after that, there is another type of the defibrillator we have discussed, that is truncated defibrillator. Okay, truncated defibrillator. So this energy is the energy produced from the truncated defibrillator is almost constant. We can produce the almost constant voltage we can produce, and that we can apply. Okay, but the application, applying of this truncated defibrillator is the time applying time is somewhat more than the DC defibrillators. Okay, so we have to apply some long time, not in terms of seconds. We can apply in terms of the microseconds only. So the application of this voltage will cause the damage to the heart muscles and chest walls. Okay, so that's why we have to apply a short pulses. We have to apply short pulse. So by that short pulse and short period of time, short period of time. Okay, so within short period of time we can apply. So here these are milliseconds. So we are applying in milliseconds. Milliseconds of duration we are applying. So nearly it is around 5 to 10 milliseconds we can apply this energy energy of the in terms of voltage. Okay, um, and general the requirement for the uh, energy is in terms of joules. For internal it is 100 joules, and external the energy required for this defibrillation is around 400 joules. Okay, that much amount of energy we are applies for the um, uh, patient using defibrillators, using defibrillators. Okay, and the third one is the DC defibrillators is the third and fourth, and that is synchronized DC defibrillators. Synchronized means uh, the applying of the defibrillator depends upon the ECG waveform or ECG output we are obtained. ECG waveform or ECG output we are obtained from the ECG generator. Okay, from that obtained output waveform, there is a detection of the QRS waveform. Okay, there is a QRS detectors are there, and from that we can identify the peak value of the R waveform, and the duration of the R waveform will be determined. If there is an difference or variation in these particular values, that makes that use that information, that gives the information the heart uh, functioning is not working properly. And similarly, we have a fibrillated detectors, and using that we can identify the fibrillation of the ventricle muscles. Okay, and from that we can identify the variations in the heart muscles. We can identify the variations of the heart muscles. So by using some switching arrangement, we can apply, and also by using the logic gates. So depending upon the type of the detection of the signals, and those signals will be applied, uh, and those signals are as applied as logic, and the logic outputs are applied to the defibrillator, and according to that the defibrillator will be applied the voltage. When it is kept normal, I mean, by the application of defibrillation we are saying that the heart functionality comes normal, that is synchronization of the atria and the ventricles will be happens. Okay, so once the synchronization is obtained, again the heart muscles will be works properly, functions properly, and due to that the generation of the QRS waveform will be makes normal. Okay, like a normal heart functioning. And when the normal heart function is occurs, the generation of the cardiac output, that is ECG waveform, is produces its normal PQRS waveform. Okay, ECG waveform. So when these are obtained and matching their voltage and peak voltage and the time periods of the each P and QRS waveform. So according to that, the detectors, so there is no output will be generated from the logic gates. Okay, that makes the defibrillator does not produce any energy. That makes the defibrillator does not produce any energy. Okay, so like that, until to get this synchronization, the defibrillators will be applies the voltage to the patient, and the applying of the signals to the from the defibrillator to the patient, the gap between these also depends upon the the generation of the waveforms from the heart muscles. That is irregular and unsynchronized, and loss of the synchronization between atria and ventricles. Okay, so like this, we can have number of uh, different types of defibrillators, which are used for the uh, refunctioning or resynchronization with the heart muscles of the atrium and ventricles. Okay, so with this, I am closing this session. Okay, so thank you for listening. I'm closing this session.